What is up? It's your girl Stephanie coming at you with another video. Today's video is actually going to be a story time slash me actually doing my makeup about the time that I lived in a house that I actually deemed haunted. Make sure to go ahead and hit subscribe and stay tuned, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so we've got our foundation on, we've got our bronzer, we got our blush. Actually, I'm probably gonna go ahead and put on just a little bit more blush. My favorite blush to use actually is the Juvia's Place, the Saharan Blush Volume 2. So this blush is actually extremely stunning. It's a blush palette, so they have all these really great shades. The more favorite ones of mine are actually going to be this shade here called Tau. It's spelled T-A-U. This shimmery one called Zoba, and I love Lena. On a more natural day, I'll actually go with Yara. I haven't quite used B yet, only because I think it might be a little too dark on me, because these guys are very, very, very pigmented. The shade I use today is Tau. I honestly need just a slight tap. I don't know if you can see it, but a lot comes off. So I just tap off the excess. I'm just gonna put on just a little bit more. Today's video is actually going to be like an eyeshadow look slash story time. So I've been meaning to kind of go, oh. And by the way, do you guys like my Stranger Things shirt? And if you can see it, Stranger Things. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of the show. Like, I am obsessed with Stranger Things. I'm obsessed with the concept. I'm obsessed with the theories and stuff like that behind it. You know how I am. I love the concept of alternate dimensions and different universes and stuff like that. Yeah, I could go really deep into that, but we'll save that for another time. I'm not even worried about it right now. The palette that I'm actually going to be dipping into today is the Morphe 35V. And as you can tell, like I said, it's well loved. This guy here, I think I'm actually going to be going into like some of these shades right here, like along with the Nudie Patootie, and kind of see what we come up with. And if you want like a complete list of brushes and products used, I will actually leave it in my description link below. I'll try to find it every single one. I'm actually going to go ahead and go into shade Risque. So it's actually going to be this taupey shade right here. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into that. The year was, oh gosh, I was actually just going into high school. So the year was 2008. So I'm really showing my age. The year was actually 2008. This was like back when, gosh, my emo phase. Good old glory days. Yes, I was part of the scene queen phase, but the only thing is that I didn't actually do my hair like all these kinds of crazy colors and stuff. My mom actually didn't let me dye my hair. So, like, I wanted the coon tails. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like I said, if you guys don't, like, I'll insert pictures and stuff like that here. I remember moving into this neighborhood. I was helping my father and my stepmom moving into this house. Now, it was a rental house. It was like actually in the Phoenix area. I won't obviously disclose exactly where it's at, just because for privacy reasons for the, I don't even know if it's owned by someone else. I'm pretty sure it is, but just for the privacy reasons, you know, I'm not gonna say exactly where it was. You're not that far from Scottsdale, Biltmore area. So it was high school. I was just actually going into my second semester of freshman year, so I was about 14 at the time when we moved into this house. Me and my niece, she was a lot older than me at the time. I think she was like 16 at the time, because she's only like a couple years older than I am, and she was also helping us move. Well, here's the thing. This house was the biggest house in the neighborhood. It technically is considered a mobile home, but it was actually one of those mobile homes that are implanted into the ground. My first indication that something was going to be a little off was the fact that it was vacant for a long time. It was like a small, tiny little neighborhood. Like seriously, I think maybe 10 houses within that neighborhood. Nobody else wanted it, and it was vacant for almost an entire year. So I was wondering, I was like, okay, and we got it for a really good price to rent. Going ahead and moving stuff in. Obviously, it was freaking hot because we decided we actually got the house in the middle of the summer. So yeah, it was probably right around this time in June where we actually, I think we moved in, because I just remember it being hot as hell. And we had to do all of our stuff like way early in the morning. Next color I'm actually gonna go ahead and go in is Tell Me More. So it's gonna be more of this purpley shade right here. Just putting stuff into the house and, you know, just kind of, you know, unloading the car, putting stuff into the house. I remember walking into that house. The house was really old. You could definitely tell it was built some time ago. Like as soon as you walk in to the house, the kitchen is like in this little pocket right in the center of the house. And then off to this side here was like the master bedroom. House had a funky floor plan, to be honest. Like it was just the weirdest freaking floor plan. It didn't make sense. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and take this color into my crease. And this one I'm using the Morphe M441. So this is like a very tapered brush. Actually really nice. Putting stuff into my room is actually pretty spacious. It was perfect for a 14-year-old. I mean, I had the mirror closet doors. I mean, what 14-year-old didn't want mirrored closet doors, and got her own TV in her room. This was the first time I've had my own TV. Well, no, second time I had my own TV in the room. So I could watch movies and play music. I had my stereo hooked up. What more could a teenager want? I don't know if like you guys have seen this, but in like certain homes and even certain apartments, depending on what year they're made, they have that ugly wood paneling. You know what I mean? Like that wood paneling, like straight out of the 60s or the 70s. It was all throughout the house. So it made the house feel even more darker and more just creepy and more just heavy. You know what I mean? My stepmom painting those panelings and stuff like that just to try and brighten up the freaking space because it was just so dark and dingy in there. Eventually painted it a different color. I can't remember what color we painted it, but I went into the bathroom. Okay, first of all, this kind of shows like how old this house is. It had a wooden toilet seats. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they're like really cheap at Home Depot. They're like $10 maybe. It's like the cheapest stuff you can find at Home Depot. But yeah, it had like the wooden toilet seats. It had an ugly ass Cheeto color orange in the bathroom. It had brass fixtures. It was just, honestly, the selfie that I took in this bathroom, like I said, I'll insert it here. The only thing that was even more off-putting than the rest of the house was the master bedroom. Okay, I don't know if this was like a thing back in the day. Who puts carpet in the bathroom? Who puts carpet in the bathroom? Is that like something out of the 60s? Is that something out of the 70s? I don't know, but carpet was all throughout the house and even in the freaking bathroom. Like, what? I'm like, that's asking for mold. I don't understand that. It was so weird. And then on top of that, the master bathroom was pretty huge. I don't know if the previous owners were extremely conceited and wanted to look at themselves at all angles, or who the frick back needs that many mirrors. I shit you not. In the bathroom, it had like this wraparound vanity and it had the double sinks, but it kind of curves, and so you have like mirrors. I don't know if you've seen it, but it has like mirrors like all around that, but the mirrors didn't stop. Like it went back all around. It had mirrors behind the door. It had mirrors on the side. It had mirrors freaking everywhere. And I'm like, and it was like this ugly green. oh my gosh, I was like, who the hell lived here? Like, oh my god. Like, carrying my stuff, like, this is weird. Here's the creepy part that starts to happen. We had to make an extra run. Niece had to stay behind. She was tired, she was exhausted. Keep an eye on the house. You know, we were gone, I think, for like not even a little over an hour. And when we got back, and she pulls me aside and she goes, I think this house is haunted. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Laying on the floor, you know, just sprawled out, you know, because I'm tired. She's like, The weird thing is that it sounded like footsteps walking around me as I was laying on the floor. I was like, no, maybe that's just the floor settling, because honestly there was wooden floorboards underneath the carpet, and some of those floorboards were starting to give because sometimes you would feel little dips in the carpet. This house needed a lot of work. Or maybe it was just the floor settling. Like, there's wooden floorboards underneath it. Maybe it was just the fact that, you know, you were laying on the ground and there's been a lot of traffic in and out. You know, the floor is gonna kind of give a little bit, and that's probably what you were hearing. She goes, no, that's not what I heard. I think I'm gonna go into the Nudie Patootie palette. I'm gonna go in with the shade Topless. I really didn't believe her at first. But in the back of my mind, I did get a little spooked. I will say that. But me as a fearless 14-year-old, I was like, psh, girl, I ain't scared of no ghost. Like I said, months passed from living in this house, and like I said, we literally did not have anything happen, like nothing out of the ordinary happened, until I was actually on summer break. I was by myself in the house, because every single time, you know, like we've lived in there, somebody has always been in the house, whether it was my dad, my stepmom, my niece coming over, you know, guys I dated at the time. My stepmom said that she was going to be out for a while. She had to run some errands and stuff, and if I wanted to stay behind, I could. I was like, yeah, I really don't feel like going anywhere. You know how it is. You know, teenagers, yeah, I get the whole house to myself. You know, get to listen to music as loud as I want for like a couple hours, you know. But as a 14-year-old, you know, they think that that's great. You get to listen to music, to watch movies, whatever you want. You get to eat whatever you want. Just simple things. At the time, I had my dog Bruiser. He was a black chihuahua, not the one that you see here in a couple of my other videos. And he was pretty much, you know, laying with me on my bed. You know, I was listening to music as loud as I wanted. And, you know, you had the music going with the TV on. Bruiser had been dead asleep, and I mean dead ass asleep. And I was just lying on my bed, you know, listening to music. All of a sudden, he wakes up out of a dead sleep. His ears perk up. And then I hear him I see him staring at my doorway. He starts growling, like hair on his back just stands straight up. I lowered my music down and I was like, Bruiser, what's going on? But he would not stop staring at my doorway. And I was like, okay, dude, you're kind of freaking me out. And I thought, okay, well, is my stepmom home? My stepmom pulling in the driveway, and she thought that maybe it was somebody else. No, like I checked out there. So I walk out of my room. I take my bathroom exit. Like the hall bathroom was like attached to my room, so I had like two exits. It was, like I said, the floor plan was just weird. So I didn't see anybody there, so my stepmom was still gone. Like she hadn't come home or anything, and I didn't see anybody outside. Because sometimes I'll do that if he hears people like outside, you know, kids playing or whatever, because it's summer. No one was literally outside because it was like blank in the middle of the day. So I was like, okay, what is he growling at? So then I walk back into my room. He's still on my bed. He has not moved. He just darts off the bed, but he stops right at the entryway of my door, and he will not go past it. And he starts barking at nothing. Like he's barking at something as if like somebody was trying to break into the house. Like he was going nuts. He jets off into the living room, starts barking. I was like, what the fuck? What did you see that I'm not seeing? I was like, there's literally nobody in here. And so I start searching the house like a dumbass. I see nobody in the house. Nobody else is in the house except for me and the dog. I went to go check my parents' bedroom, my dad and my stepmom's bedroom. As soon as I go into that bedroom, I immediately get the feeling that I should not be in here. Like that feeling of get out, without that saying get out. I quickly checked in there and I ran back out. I shut their door. Then after that, Bruiser stopped barking. You're really gonna act like nothing ever just freaking happened? What the hell was that? Yeah, that was the first incident. A couple of other incidents too. It was like small stuff though, like certain things would go missing around the house. You know, I remember setting my keys blatantly here and it would end up in a spot that I know I did not go anywhere near. It wouldn't happen all the time. Months passed other than that first incident with Bruiser. And then another few months would pass. After that, that's when, you know, stuff would go missing around the house. So the next thing I'm actually going to go ahead and use the Loreal Infallible Eyeshadow in shade Amber Rush. I don't know if you can see this one here. This color is so gorgeous. The Morphe M124. So this guy here, it's literally flat as a board. So this one also has stiffer bristles, so it's really good for even like cutting a crease. It's really good to put on glitter shadows. And the best part about this Loreal Infallible shadow is that you don't need setting spray. You know how like with most shimmers, you know, you see the beauty gurus do the little type thing? No, you honestly do not need it with this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it right above where I put the shade Topless. Honestly, I think it's because of the lighting in here. I'm honestly thinking about upgrading my lighting to really show like the true colors of like a lot of the makeup and stuff, especially since I'm gonna be doing like more makeup related things. As of right now, all I have is my ring light and then my lights behind in my vanity. Months go by again and I start talking about it with my dad, and I was just, because there was another incident to where I don't know if this was a dream or not. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. There was one night I was sleeping and honestly there's some, as much as I loved the glass closet doors, you know, at the same time they're spooky as fuck. Like, I'm not even kidding. I would think that my eyes are playing tricks on me and I would see shit. I don't know if you guys know, but in the dark sometimes like your eyes can fuck with you on certain things. Think that you're seeing something that's there but it's really not. Thank you, Jets. There was just a sense of uneasiness during that time. You know, I would wake up so exhausted the next day because I did not sleep for shit, just because I kept waking up in spurts. Eventually, I just thought that, okay, this is how it is. This is how I sleep. I could have sworn my closet doors slid slightly open. As soon as I woke up the next morning, it was completely shut. But it didn't open a lot. It just opened just a little bit, as if somebody was like going, eep. If that's some shit that really did happen, or I was just, you know, so freaking sleep deprived that I was just imagining shit. Honestly, till this day, I really don't know. I'm actually pretty sensitive to that stuff too. I am actually an empath. I pick up on a lot of people's energies. Obviously, me being that young, I didn't know any different. I wasn't aware of the types of things or knew how to handle it when those types of things come about. I wasn't around at the time. I was actually with my mom, my actual mom. And I was back in school, so I was with her a majority of the time, and my dad had actually got a job offer to go to California. During that time, when they were taking their last few bits of stuff out, my dad had a full can of Diet Pepsi. It was a Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, I don't know. But he had a full can of Diet whatever. He placed it on the counter, and then as soon as he was going in to grab the last very bit of stuff that was left on the kitchen counter, it was on its side like this. A full ass can of soda was on its side like that, just sitting there. Didn't fall over, didn't do this, didn't, just chilling like that, just by itself. It wasn't, nothing else was around it ever, because like I said, everything was moved and it was just chilling like that. Needless to say, my dad just grabbed the stuff on the counter and left the soda there. That was like the last of pretty much of what happened. I mean, it wasn't anything scary. I mean, it was scary because, you know, I didn't understand a lot of the stuff that was going on, you know, but honestly, it was just one of those things, like, whatever was in the house was cool with us. I mean, just every once in a while, just let us know, like, hey, I'm still here, I'm still chilling, but you guys are pretty cool, so I just want to remind you from time to time, I'm still here. So honestly, I think that's what it was. Like, it wasn't anything, it wasn't like we had like tons and tons and tons of bad energy. We have Miss Stila Cosmetics. This is in the shade Kitten Karma. I have used this and abused it. Like, I am digging in. So Stila, I love your stuff. So now on to the lips. So what I'm actually gonna go ahead and use is, I know that this one actually has a little bit of mixed feelings, I guess, on a product that not a lot of people use. It's actually gonna be the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. I know that a lot of people don't necessarily like this one. I tried using it on my face and I was a slippery freaking mess. So I don't use it on my face by any means. I only use it on my lips because we don't have time for dry ass lips. Okay, we don't. It's that simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and I just use a little bit. See what I mean? So we are moisturized and ready for some lipstick. The lipstick I'm actually going to be using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Anastasia in the shade Hudson. Now, the shade Hudson, it has to be my all-time favorite liquid lipstick. And last is highlight. So for highlight, I'm actually going to go ahead and be using the Jeffree Star Skin Frost, and I use the shade Peach Goddess. Like, I love this one. This one I love for summer, spring, winter, all year round. So this one here, woo-hoo, we are glowing. Now I have Texture City just because of my rosacea, but I don't care. Everybody's got a little texture. I ain't worried about it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed like this kind of spooky slash lighthearted, because you know I'm doing my makeup and stuff. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like, I do that house haunted, but you know, let me know down below, or if you finish the end of the video, leave a little ghost emoji, you know, just to let me know that you made it down to the end of the video. So anyway, if you do like this video, be sure to hit subscribe, be sure to hit that like button and hit that notification bell. That way you're notified every single time I upload. Nowadays, I have a little bit more time to go ahead and sit down in front of the camera and do so. So I really hope you guys look forward to any of my future content. A huge opportunity that I have, I'm actually now an ambassador for a workout line. So what I'll go ahead and do is that I will go ahead and list their website down below. I do have an affiliate link, so if you purchase anything through there, I will gain a small commission. I will be transparent with you guys. But this company is actually currently growing and there's plenty of new opportunities. I was super thankful that they actually allowed me, a more curvier girl, to go ahead and rep their line. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram. That way you can get day-to-day updates other than what I do here on YouTube. And until then, I will go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!
Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy.